Right, over the last few months I've been having a lot of trouble with seagulls and other birds actually dive bombing my car on my drive, and I wanted to buy something that's low cost, easy to put together, something that's very effective for actually scaring them away without actually hurting the birds. And I was searching on the Banggood site when I actually come up with this professional bird scarer. It's a Windmill type bird scarer which incorporates the use of mirrors, and these are used for scaring birds away from electrical pylons, security towers, transmission poles, substations, farms, orchards, fish ponds, warehouses, large workshops, food processing plants, airports and ancient buildings. And it's a brilliant design made out of good solid strong plastic with large bolts to actually mount the windmill, and it's under $15 to actually buy. So you have one mirror on the top here to scare the birds off that are above, and then in each cup you have another mirror to go, and that one drops down onto the ledge there, or the actual seat, and then you have this captive ring here which I presume that you actually glue in with like a plumbing type solvent cement. It doesn't clip in anywhere, and there was no instructions, like I say, so I'm just going to glue it in with like the solvent cement on there, drop it in, and it's a nice close fit there when that goes on. So that one I glue in there really nice and tight. And if you use this glue, just be careful that you don't actually breathe too much of it in, or wear a mask or whatever, and just fill the ridges up around the actual ring like that. You don't want to get too much on the actual mirror, and just drop that one in and just push that home all the way round, and any excess glue can just be wiped off. And if there's any bits of glue on the actual mirror, when you've pushed it home and let it dry, you can actually just remove that with a bit of wire wool. So that's all the mirrors set in the cups, and then each cup is mounted onto the windmill. There's a little slot cut into the mounting part there, which pushes over a part on the actual shaft there, or the spindle, and that one does actually click over really nice and tight, and I don't think that they actually would come off. But to prevent any chance of them coming off in gales or whatever, or working loose over time, I'm going to put some solvent glue around mine so that they're on there for good. So when all the mirrors are glued in, this one drops down onto the shaft, and there's a bearing inside here, and then there's a spacer which actually drops down over that thread. And when I actually took mine out of the bag, I do think that I actually dropped a washer or whatever, and that was missing. And when I actually tightened this one down, that would actually lock this from spinning. So what I did was found another washer which just drops down onto that one. When this one screws down now, I can actually tighten it right up, and it's the correct tightness to allow that to spin freely on the bearing. And you can see there how nice and smoothly this one actually rotates. It's going to take minimal amount of wind to actually get that one running. It's a really nice professional unit. And the actual mounting part here on the underside here, these are 10mm bolts with a locking nut, and they do actually screw through metal which is inset into the actual plastic, so it's a really nice strong mount. I actually think this windmill makes a nice garden piece as well, decorative piece, as well as a bird scarer. And now I'm going to take you out and show you it on the top of my tower.